Good evening and welcome to the Replenish Me Show. The focus of my podcast is to help female entrepreneurs to replenish themselves so that they can stay tuned to their message and purpose and powerfully impact the world. I'm your hostess, Cordelia Gaffar. I'm a best-selling author, international speaker, and a member of the All Ladies League. I'm also the chair for social media and branding, a global goodwill ambassador, and I've recently been selected for a global leadership award by Powerhouse Magazine, as well as being nominated for Top Influencer and Podcaster of the Year. Amongst my books, we have America's Leading Ladies, which just released in May of 2019, and the hard copy is soon to be published. You can get a copy of any and all of my books by going to my website, cordeliagaffar.com. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show, enjoying tips and tools so that you can stay replenished in your mission and purpose as an entrepreneur. And that's why I have dynamic guests on every week. Now, it's time for the show. Welcome to the Replenish Me Show. I'm so excited to have Ashley Little with us this evening. Before I formally introduce her, I'm going to read a bit of her dynamic bio, and we'll talk about all of her accomplishments and achievements throughout this interview. So a little bit about Ashley. She's a strong leader who has a passion for changing lives through education. She's been working in the for-profit education field for over 13 years, and she's held many different leadership positions and loves being able to help students who might not have the opportunity to attend a four-year college to continue to be successful. She is the CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, which encompasses her media, consulting work, writing, ghost writing, publishing, Philanthropist, book coaching, project management, and empowerment speaking. In addition, clearly, she's a serial entrepreneur, investor, and a four-time best-selling author who loves empowering women in many different walks of life to build confidence emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. She's also a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and a member of Alpha Phi Omega. And there's so many other accomplishments. One more I'm going to mention, and then we're going to dive in and find out, how does she do all this? Like, when does she have the time? But she's the co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network LLP, which airs in over 167 countries. And I was on her show recently, actually. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Cordelia. It is a blessing to be at the table and on the show with you again. So I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited. And that's actually what I called the show today, because the name of her show is Creating Your Seat at the Table. So let's talk about it, because clearly she has created her seat at the table. So where did it all begin for you?
So basically, it all began for me. Of course, I still work in corporate America, but I wanted to expand out and go into entrepreneurship. So it started about 2.5 years ago when I, started, venturing out into entrepreneurship. I always loved writing, always loved, speaking and any type of media related activity. So that's really how I started out there, because my goal is, that's why I named my show Creating Your Seat at the Table, is to be able to close those gaps and be able to create other opportunities and create my own opportunities and build my own tables, right? So that's my goal. That's really why I jumped out into entrepreneurship, and I love it thus far. And I'm all about giving back, right? I'm all about helping someone else get to the next level. I love, collaborating and connecting with people, as you know. So that's really what my platform is built on. My parent company, which is Ashley Little Enterprises LLC. Then I have, of course, my network, and then my station as well. So I love it. And everything is built around connecting people, collaborating, and helping someone else get to the next level.
And also communication. I see,
Yes.
you have lots and lots of conversations, like the
Yes.
Replenish Me show is only once a week, but your show is how many times a week?
Every day.
Every day.
Yes. I have a show tonight. Yes.
So, I want to talk a little bit about, so you're not only just a regular author,
Right.
but you also ghostwrite.
Yes.
I love to write, but I want to understand the time management behind that. Like, how do you do all that?
Well, I do my ghostwriting, depending upon if somebody needs some help, or they just don't have the time. I have those services, and I just finished one about a couple weeks ago, a ghostwriting project. I did a chapter for somebody for a collaboration project, right? And the word for the chapter was 2,000 words. So I got with the author, the new author now, and interviewed them and prepared their story. And so I love writing. Ghostwriting is fun too. So I love that, and that's something that I always have loved to do. So I not only just write my own, be a part of my own collaborations and have my own projects, but I like helping other people get there too that might not have the time or might be nervous or might have a writer's block. So that's a service that I offer that I love to do.
Tell us a little bit about the book coaching, because a lot of the women that I meet, they talk about wanting to write a book, and they've got notes and they've been saving stuff over the years. So like, how do you help with that?
With book coaching, just making sure that that person is really have their story together, knowing what they want to write about, helping them plan it out, seeing what their focus is and what they are what direction they're thinking about going, and then if they get stuck, to help them to ask different questions to see how we can bring it all together, right? I'm working on a project right now that I cannot announce, but I am a project manager of this project, and I just finished doing book coaching for 13 authors, right? And some of them knew what they want to do, and some of them didn't. So we worked through it on the coaching call, and talked about the different areas that they want to write about, and the title of their chapters, and how to pretty much streamline it. Because my goal is, for your first draft, don't make it so stressful. That's right? And I'm here to help you. So, but I want to see the directions that they were going for the type of project we're working on. And some people I had to kind of pull it out of them and really ask them, to share more of your experience, because you want people to be able to relate to your story based off the type of book that we're writing. So, I love book coaching because it helps me definitely relate more with people and be able to pull out what they really want to write. And for some people, they know, especially if they've already been a writer. But for our new authors, sometimes you gotta go a little deeper and really pull it out of them. So I love it. Just like I said, it just did 13 authors
Wow.
last week and the week before that. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So tell me, like, what's the best part? It sounds to me like you really like to see people light up, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what's the best part of all of the projects that you work on? What's your favorite?
I just love connecting with people, right? That's the biggest thing for me. My passion is connecting people and collaborating with people, because I want everybody to win. And that's something that I stand for. I always say it, and I only just say it, but I do it, right? I do it because I genuinely want everybody to win. And I'm all about reaching back and helping somebody else get there. So that's what I really love. All of my projects, I've loved all of them thus far. And I've really been blessed to work with some amazing people. So, and one thing about collaboration projects, for people that are listening or thinking about being authors or have not done a collaboration project before, that's a great way to connect with more people. That's a great way to network for people. That's a great way to build those relationships, right? So I encourage everybody to do at least one collaboration project.
Yeah, and one more question before we go to our first break.
Yes.
So you said something about the importance of meeting and collaborating with other people. A lot of people, when they become entrepreneurs, they feel like they're on an island alone.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say, like, for yourself? Have you ever felt alone? It seems like you don't even give yourself the opportunity to be alone. But
I will say, as you continue to elevate, sometimes it does get lonely, right? But one thing about me, I love connecting with people. I know that, I'm a big believer in this, that our destiny is tied to our connections, right? So it's all about connecting with and collaborating with the right people. But as you continue to elevate, some people will fall off, right? And sometimes the entrepreneur's journey does get lonely, right? Because everybody can't go. But you encourage and support those people who support you as well. And as long as you remain a student and always be a servant leader, you will meet the right people, and just embrace the people that are there for you, that support you, and support them back. And most of the time, some of the time, they're strangers, right? So yes, it can be a lonely journey when you're elevating, absolutely. But it's all about shooting your shot, jumping, and connecting with people, and not being afraid to do it, and understand that rejection is part of the process.
I like that. I'm going to pick up there right after the break. The Replenish Me show has sponsors. One of our sponsors is Biz of We. That is Biz of Women Entrepreneurs. Paulina Lopez is the founder and the main mastermind brain behind the Biz of We. And she has an upcoming summit called the Biz of We Summit, October 4th in New York, New York. This is a day where you get community tools and tips on how to promote your business and really create a community surrounding your message and purpose. She focuses mostly on face-to-face, in-person business, and all the women in this community are highly expert in everything that they do. I can attest to the type of people that she draws, and I recently attended one of her wellness retreats in the Dominican Republic, which she has every year. The beautiful thing about that is she only selects 25 women to attend that retreat from her in-person network. So you want to attend the Biz of We Summit so that you can get to know and be part of the community and possibly benefit from going to the wellness retreat. Again, that is Biz of We in October 4th, and that'll be an all-day summit. You want to go to bit.ly/Biz of We Summit to get your ticket now. And now back to the show. All right, so now we're back with Ashley, and I just wanted to pick up where we left off. We had talked about her journey, the people she's talked with, and all the wonderful coaching that she's doing for others. But we got to a point where we were talking about entrepreneurship can feel like a lonely place to be. So when you feel like that, what do you do to replenish your fire for your business and what you're all about?
Well, I encourage myself. That's the first thing, right? You have to invest in yourself, and you have to bet on yourself. And of course, I have a strong faith and strong prayer life as well. So definitely utilize that, as well as working out and just making sure I take care of me inside and out, right? And just understanding that, what God has for me is not going to pass me by. And He'll send the right people to help me get to where I got to go, whether they be somebody that I know or whether it be a stranger, but to embrace the process.
And to your point, I want to read this part. She believes her only competition is herself.
Yes.
Her favorite scripture is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
And, that came up in our interview also, that, having a strong spiritual practice is the best way to replenish. In fact, you'll probably agree with this. I would say it's the highest form of self-care.
Yeah. It is. It is. And you have to take care of you first, right? I'm not going to say I was always the best at that, right? But as I continue to grow and continue to build my career in corporate as well as my entrepreneurship journey, that's so important that you're healthy inside and out, that you take that self-care, whether it's reading a book, whether it's putting your phone down for the whole day, or just going taking yourself out to eat, or something where you spend time with yourself and just really being able to be where you can create and listen to God, right? And that's really what I create the most, when I'm in a space where I'm able to hear him and I'm able to really clear my mind and focus, right? So I love that. So I encourage anyone, just encourage yourself, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And for me, like I stated, I believe in God. My faith is very strong. So he keeps me. That keeps me as well.
Yeah, super, super important. And, since this is the Replenish Me show, I always like to find out, what are my people doing?
Yes, 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 yes.
So, well, even so, has there ever been a time when you just felt like quitting? I mean, because you're working still in corporate
Mm-hmm.
and you've got a lot of projects.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ever happen to you at all?
Sometimes, I'm not gonna say I don't, I get tired, right? But I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna quit though. I'm not gonna quit, but I do get tired. And I think we all have those moments, right? But I have to remember my why. And when you remember your why, your passion, and your purpose, then that motivates me, right? So I'll take a break, but I'm not gonna quit, right? I'm gonna stay, focus on and see it through, right? Sometimes it is a test and a struggle, because like last week was a very different week for me, right? But I stayed positive. I remember my passion. I remember my why of changing lives, or why I'm creating some of the projects I'm working on. That some I can talk about, some I can't. But I remember my why and why I'm here and why I want to build this legacy for not just me but my family. And so those, remembering your why is so important when you want to feel like. Sometimes that's natural. You do want to, right? You do. And so it's just when you're going through those foggy weeks like I had last week. Nobody probably could tell because I'm just a chipper person, but we all have those times. And yes, it does. It can be a lot sometimes, but I don't complain about it because I know my prayers, right? So it's like when you know what you're praying for, be prepared for that. And if you get a little weary or tired, don't quit.
I love that. And listening to you is
Yeah.
very uplifting. And I
Yes.
know, I mean, we're all human, so we of
Yes.
course have those moments. And
Mm-hmm.
someone I interviewed recently, she said something really interesting, kind of related to what you said, about when you know what you're praying for and you know your why. She said,
Right.
it's not worth it to put those, how did she say it? It's not worth it to put those down moments out
Yes.
in words, out in your mouth,
Right. Right.
right? Because you don't want
Mm-hmm.
to give those things life.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's just a different week. Recognize that happened, and you
Mm-hmm.
learn a new
Move on.
way to move away from
Yes.
that and move
Yes.
upward from that. So I really appreciate you sharing that, with us, because a lot of times, I'm pretty sure people assume, because you always
Mm-hmm.
have that gorgeous smile on your face and you
Thank
always
you.
have that bouncy attitude. I've been accused of the same thing. Oh, you don't know what I'm suffering. You don't know what it's like.
Yes.
What it's like. You're always happy, but I'm human, just so you know.
Right. We're human. Yes.
So yeah, I want to talk a little bit. A lot of the things that you've worked on and a lot of the achievements you've had is, like the executive citation of Anne Arundel County. I mean, so you've had all these awards. How does someone even get selected for these awards?
Well, some of the awards that I have been selected, I'm so thankful and blessed. Like with Keach Magazine, and I was selected. You never know who's watching you, right? So a lot of these people, I didn't even know some of these awards I was getting. They were like that. I got a message in my inbox, or they reached out to me and said, "We have selected you to be in the magazine, or we select you for this award." So that's why I tell everybody it's so important that you're consistent and that you display who you are, authentic, and make sure that you are genuine, because people are watching. And all of the awards that I have received, I didn't even know I was receiving them. So that's why I said it's so important for you to know that for our, people that are watching, our listeners to know that, just know that people are watching. They are all the time. And so I know that I'm all about giving back, and I'm all about helping someone else. And I genuinely want everybody to win. And so, you plant those good seeds. I'm thankful that, hey, God is blessing me. So yes, the rewards I have received, I did not know I was getting them. So yeah.
And like you said, what goes around comes around. You put
Yes.
out
I just do the work.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also said something super important. You're grateful, right? And in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning you were saying, like, if you're a servant leader, because
Yeah.
that gratitude and that humility, it shines through, and it really just comes straight back to your heart in
Yes.
clearly millions of different ways.
Yes. 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 Because I'm a person, and I know somebody said this on my show the other night, and I'm a big believer in it too. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, yeah, that is so very true. So
Mm-hmm.
what really is like next for you? I mean, you've got your podcast, you've got, all these different things, and we didn't even talk about your scholarship that you
Yes.
offer. So,
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
what? Go
So
ahead.
Sweetheart Scholars is my nonprofit, and we are thankful. Me and three other amazing co-founders founded Sweetheart Scholars in 2018, and our goal was to go back and close those gaps and be able to help our women continue to the next level, right? Our seniors and young women. And so we gave out 4 scholarships our first year, and then went back this past May and gave out 4 more. And our goal is to continue to mentor our young generation, give back, create scholarships, mentor, support, and that's what we have been doing. And we're continuing to build this amazing nonprofit and also expand it out into different states. And as well as with my talk radio and TV network, I have interns from different colleges. I have interns from G and Commonwealth. I have interns from Tennessee State University, Bowie State University. So we're also going to be giving out scholarships through our network too. I announced that earlier this year, and we'll be giving out our first ones for that in the 2020. So I'm just thankful because everything that I do, I want to make sure that I'm giving back too, right? Those are the type of all of my platforms are about, connecting, giving back, and, being a servant leader at the end of the day, right? Because that's what it's all about. And I truly believe that a true successful leader is one who reaches back and forward. So any chance that I get to be able to give back and help someone else, my whole platform, that's what it's all about: connecting, collaborating, and being able to give back.
And I love that you're not just giving them money, but you actually give them,
Mm-hmm.
looks like, real world, like
Yes, experience.
building experience.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm so thankful. And I'm actually have some more interns that I just brought on this past week. So it's been
Wow.
great. That's what I wanted to incorporate in helping our young generation, especially our kids that are in communications or in that media field, to be able to shadow us. And I'm even having one of them who will be starting her own show under my network next month. So it's just all about helping our younger generation too. So I'm all about the kids too. I'm all about making sure they get the influence that that we didn't get, right? So
Yeah,
that's important to me as well. Yes.
that's great. And you also said that you mentor them. So in
Yes.
the different states, you have a team of mentors underneath your organization?
So my interns are in different states, but I do mentor them as well. Me and my partner Kimberly McLemore, because she's the co-founder as well of Talk Radio. So we have our interns, and we when we started the internship this past summer, were our first 3 or 4 that we had, and then of course now we're continuing to build it with other students from other schools now too. So it's actually not only are they interning and shadowing and during their hours and can be eligible for scholarships, but they're also, like you stated, they're getting mentored by us too. So, yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing. So if any of our viewers or listeners know anyone who, is interested in communications, media, what are the specific fields? Are those
So
the?
if they, yeah, so if they're majored in public relations, media, engineer, they want to learn how to engineer, how to edit, they want to be able to host their own shows or going to shadow us, definitely send them my way because I'm looking for more interns all the time. And I have been blessed with some amazing interns thus far. I actually have some other things I'll be doing with one of the universities, this project that I'll be working with them this fall. So I can't announce it yet, but I am working on something with a university this fall.
That's great. So, how can people connect with you for that specific project?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me they can find me on Facebook at Ashley Little,
Okay.
on Instagram at underscore Ashley A Little, and you all may email me at aalittle08@gmail.com.
Okay. And I'll make sure that that's in the description too, so people will
Yes.
know to connect with you. Okay. Wow. I love that. So, as far as your book project, so let's talk about the girlfriend uh,
Code.
code, because I was at that book signing. So, okay, so
Yes.
little background about this portion. I, I don't remember how I met you, but when we chatted in the Facebook Messenger, you invited me to your book signing because you were coming up to the DC area. And I was like,
Yes.
okay. And
Yes. Yes.
I met, what was it? I think about 10 of the authors were there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
uh, it was really a nice gathering. So tell us about this latest release.
So my latest release, I am the visionary author of The Girlfriend Code, the Sorority Edition. And so basically, I brought all women of the Divine Nine together to talk about our positive, healthy relationships, right? And how we are connecting, collaborating, and supporting each other. And so it's for anybody, it's for all readers, men and women who would like to read it, because I'm sure that both men or women could relate to some of the things that we talk about in the book, as well as for people who just want to know about sororities, right? And understand the connection, the sisterhood behind us, and how we are connecting not with just within our sisterhood, but we connect with other sororities too, right? So you don't have to be a Delta or AKA or Zeta to connect. We connect with each other. We build relationships with each other, right? And just we're all sisters at the end of the day. And when you read the book, you will discuss the different healthy relationships, and how I know we have codes that are like connection code. My code is connection code. We have the collaboration code. We have the support code. So we're talking about different codes and how those codes, and once you get the book, you'll see more of how they relate to the healthy relationships that we have built through our girlfriend relationships through sororities.
And you'll also see as you read through the book that each code flows into the next one.
Yes, it does.
It's like so perfect the way the each one is lined up.
Mhm.
And you know, I have to say, from a lot of times, they have these collaboration books, and it's just kind of like, I can't be down on them. I'm in two myself, but it's just like, the flow is a little bit off, but this one is just like so perfect. And it's just like, and also I guess for me, my heart is a little bit softened to it because I was at the event. So I,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and for me, and like you said, I have no idea about sororities. I wasn't in one. My mom, none of my sisters, but my dad was in a fraternity.
Yes.
You know? But so this was all new for me, and it was really great to know, and it's really good to know because, like, one of the authors, Sharon Porter, right? She, I think,
Mhm.
she had been in one of the older sororities, and it's something that really carries you through life. So how has being in a sorority helped you? I mean, outside of this book project, like, what other benefits?
Well, the amazing thing is Dr. Sharon Porter is my soror of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority
Um,
Incorporated. So we're in the same sorority. Yes. Yes. And I mean, other than this book, when you pledge a sorority, it's a lifetime commitment. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a lifetime commitment. So it has helped me tremendously, right? Just, in life in general, in my career, in entrepreneurship, just being able to connect, to know that I can go anywhere in the world and I have a sister that has my back, right? And so just being able to meet people and connect and collaborate with sisters all over the world, and it has really been a blessing to be a part, and also to be able to collaborate with other members of other sororities that are not my sorority. So just understand that we're all sisters at the end of the day. And for anybody that's not Greek, I mean, we connect with everybody. right? And that's what I want everybody to get from the book, that, you can build relationships. You don't have to build it just within your sorority. It can be built with other members of other sororities or just people in general, right? And just learning how to spread that message of sisterhood and support and collaboration and connection and building those healthy relationships.
Yeah, and see, that's not a prerequisite to work with Ashley or be her friend.
Right. Right.
Did not ask me what sorority are you a member of. That didn't come up in our little chat before we talked on the phone. So
Yes.
yes. So when we come back, we're gonna just close out the show with ways to work with Ashley and specifically, where to find her. I'm so excited to share that America's Leading Ladies book is now available in paperback. I picked up my copies today, and you can now click on that link on my website, which is cordeliagaffar.com, and order your signed copy of the book. This is 320 pages of pure gold, starting with Oprah Winfrey, with some of the most dynamic women in North America. We have Jenny Zhu, we have Tina Teranchian, who I interviewed in the author series. We have Dr. Marie-Flore Latortu. We have Lale Hancock. We have Marjorie Salson. These are all, and Paula Vale, let's not forget her, and Natalie Rekstad, who is right after or right before Melinda Gates, and Claudia Harvey, who is right after Oprah Winfrey. So, and the lovely Catherine Gruner, who I immediately bonded with, and the other Catherine, who I also bonded with, Catherine Rolfe Martin, and Anita Hawkins, and Leah Williams, and Rhonda Farah. These are all actually some of the names that I just named are women who have been recognized by the International Association of Top Professionals. So there's 12 of those women in this book as well. America's Leading Ladies Who Positively Impact Our World, Stories of Courage, Challenge, and Triumph. Get your copy on cordeliagaffar.com today. Now back to the show. All right, and we're back. So for the last piece, I am so curious to know what are the top 2 projects you have coming up, and where can we meet you in person? Like I got the opportunity to meet you in person.
Well, the amazing thing is I will be at the Success Women Conference next month with the amazing Karen Crockett Cherry, who is one of the founders of Success Women Conference. And I will be speaking on the power of networking and collaborating. So I'm super excited about that amazing opportunity. And I know, Cordelia, you're part of that as well. So I can't wait to meet again. As well as I have an amazing project coming out that I'm partnering with Dr. Sharon Porter on. She's a visionary author of the HBCU Experience Anthology. And I am the lead author for the HBCU Experience North Carolina A&T State University Edition. And we're the first school that's coming out. And I'm so excited with the release of our book. And I'm taking 44 authors. We're all coming back to North Carolina in October. And they will be authors. Yes, and we're talking about our HBCU experience in North Carolina A&T and how it has molded us into the people that we are today. Not only are we doing that, sharing our stories, but we're giving back to our university. We gave donations as well, a big amount. And then our Amazon sales will go back to the university too. All Amazon sales will go to the university. So this has been a project to give back as well.
Wow, so you're not kidding when you say you are a philanthropist. It's like some of the book proceeds are specifically for certain organizations.
Yeah, all of the Amazon proceeds are going to North Carolina A&T for A&T's book, as well as the donations that we donated. Well, we have a fund that we created, so some great things are coming up with this book project. As I stated, and collaborating with Dr. Sharon Porter on that. It's an HBCU movement, and I'm blessed to be the lead author for North Carolina A&T.
And that's super important because a lot of these universities are closing.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we have to give back. We have to invest in our HBCUs, right? And I'm a big advocate of that as well. So this is going to be an amazing movement and a project that we can continue to do each year.
And for those of you who may be listening and don't know what HBCU is, that means historically Black college or university. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so just because, like you, I do have listeners in
Yes,
other countries, they may not know.
yes, yeah. Okay, thank you.
So, and the other thing about Women's Success Conference, not that I'm partial to that at all, because I had Sharon, I had Kern on, right?
Yes.
Back in May. And then last week I had Cheryl on, who's also going to be speaking again. And then this week I have you on, and you collaborate a lot with her. So
Yes.
gorgeous. And that is another body and sisterhood, I think, of women entrepreneurs that, you know, if even if you're not on the Gulf Coast, clearly I'm not, right? I came from Washington, D.C. to go down there. Um, and Cheryl Wood spoke to this last week as well. It is an amazing opportunity to just be with, I mean, like loved up and filled up with so many talented women who are really serious about not just entrepreneurship, but sisterhood in that journey. Because like we talked about earlier, it can get lonely the higher up you go. And these women are super successful. Like Success Women's Conference is not just the name. They're super
Yes.
they're super
Yes.
powerful, and they know how to do sisterhood. They really do. So if that's something that you're missing or seeking deeply, make an effort to get to Biloxi, Mississippi. That's September 19th through 21st. And there's like a bonus day, I think, on the 21st for coaching. So I think they still have tickets. They still have tickets. They may
They
still have
should be. Yes, they do.
probably general admission, probably no more VIP tickets. But yeah, definitely make it out so you can meet Ashley and all the other beautiful women there. Are there any last words of wisdom that you would like to share with us?
I would tell anyone that's listening to just stay the course, stay consistent. Don't be afraid to jump. That's the key. Don't be afraid to jump. Don't be afraid to collaborate and connect with people. You never know who you're gonna connect to, and it doesn't take one person to help you get to that next level, to open that next door for you. So just always have that mindset of being a servant leader or serving first, and you'll be successful.
And that's how you create your seat at the table. Thank
It
you so
is.
much, Ashley Little, for being here this evening.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to coming back.
Absolutely. One last time, how can they connect with you on social media?
You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Replenish Me Show. Tonight, you have learned from the expertise of my guest, and whatever you've gained, remember that sharing is caring. So please share this with a friend. You can listen to the replay of this broadcast and all previous shows by going to cordeliagaffar.com, and remember to have replenishing thoughts. See you next week.